All right, here we go. Right now I'm at the Palisade Mall. I went in there to inspect their bathrooms. The bathroom I was in is very respectable. And I'm headed to the Bronx, and I'm probably going to try to make a few dollars doing what I do. Okay. Let me see. I came all the way up here because I've been having problems with my car. The check engine light keeps coming on, going off. I go to the mechanic, spend money on the mechanic, goes off. He takes it off and then goes back on. He goes back to the mechanic. And the problem is on the first, for the regular people in New York State and probably all the states, you have to have your motor vehicle inspected once a year. Same as here, but for what I used my car for, and you can probably figure it out, I had to have my car inspected about every 4 months, or every quarter, every 3 to 4 months. I had to have my car inspected. I think it's every 4 months. So it's going to, now if I'm just driving the car around for regular purposes, I can drive it until, looking at it right now, until end of February of next year, 2023. But because, you know, what I use it for, I had to do it every 4 months, as I said 5 times already. I had to, you know, it's going to expire. Technically, for my use, is going to expire next month, which is July 1st, 2022, excuse me, which is like 2 days from now. Or after midnight, June 30th. That's a big day for me. June 30th, 2022. I'll be no good. I'll be deactivated from the platform which I use until I get the car inspected. Now, yesterday afternoon and most of the day today, the check engine light was off. But you have to drive about 80 to 100 miles for the computer to reset and say everything is okay. So I came from the Bronx, New York, all the way up here to Nyack. And on my trip up here, the check engine light came back on. Sometimes you can sneak it in where it will go off, and then if you run to an inspection place, and the car will actually pass. But that's not the case this time. Now, yesterday I went to a different auto technician, and he said I needed such and such for the car. And I said, okay, well, I'll probably come back next week Tuesday, which is going to be the 5th, July 5th. But since the light went off, I said let me run it. And like I said, the check engine light came back on. So that's not it. So if you want to stay with me, this is I'm using my cell phone to record this. I'm going to take a ride back to the Bronx. You may hear stuff in the background. You may hear me make a comment every once in a while. And since I have a couple of days to make a few dollars, I'm going to try and do that. Okay? So here we go. Thank you for joining me. Put my seatbelt on. I think the Yankees are playing tonight, so I hope I don't get some kind of warning or strike. I'm not purposely trying to take them. I'm just listening to the radio as I drive. So hopefully you enjoy your view. Beautiful up here in Nyack, even though it's not far from the city. Because I'm a city dweller, you could, the air is slightly fresher up here than in New York. So here I go. Now, before I move, when I first got this car, I had regular plates. I have taxi plates on my car because from time to time I do Uber. That's what I was talking about. I don't want to try to keep a secret. No big deal. I actually enjoy it sometimes. But I see the car in front of me, the red one. The first 3 letters are HAP. And I remember when I first got this car, which I bought it when it had 35,000 miles on it. And my first plates started with HAP and whatever numbers they were. I do remember the numbers, but I'm not going to state it. So, reminds me of that. All right, here we go. Once again.
Clear on the left.
Clear on the right. Nobody pulling up on my side, so we're gonna go. Hopefully you don't run into a little traffic. Most of the traffic is probably coming northbound, so that'll be on the opposite way. But in the New York tri-state area, especially as you approach the city, anything can happen. Make this right. Actually, I should go this way. I'll get on the main road. I like it up here, and I have a few friends from my last employer, my last actual employer, because I'm a private contractor now. I live up here. All right. Now there's the main road. Okay.
The Undertaker, particularly Foley though for this one, who of course probably permanently altered his body in that one night. If you've never watched it though, go on Peacock and go to King of the Ring 1998.
King of the Ring 1998. I'm gonna check that out later.
1-800-919-3776. Let's get started with the Rick.
Going to 87 South, so gonna make it right.
Hey, Peter, check this out. You, Mike, and Don, I love you guys. I listen to you guys every day. You guys are my favorite, number one. But Peter, I gotta ask you a question.
I'm listening to ESPN on 98.7 in the New York area.
Beat any pro football team?
No.
No, okay. So why would you say that Jake Paul can beat Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson will kill him. No matter what, Mike Tyson is still young enough to throw a head punch. He will kill that guy. It won't even be a contest.
Now listen, to say I'm a Mike Tyson fan is an understatement, okay? But just for a second, Mike he didn't seriously hurt a 50-something-year-old Roy Jones Jr. 2 years ago. Roy was never in danger of getting knocked out. Jake Paul is undefeated. He's beaten Tyron Woodley twice. He's beaten 3 legitimate UFC.
Fair use. I'm not trying to really put this on YouTube. I'm just, I had the radio on as I'm taking my trip for your entertainment. They've been talking a lot about Mike Tyson because today is the 25th anniversary of him and Holyfield, where that's the fight where he bit a piece of Holyfield's ear off.
That's a separate argument. Whether or not he should get the fight, that's a separate argument. I don't necessarily disagree with you. He is scheduled to fight Tommy Fury, who is a real fighter, 8-0 also. But the fact of the matter is, I think we have to accept at some point, he may be proven down the line to not be great. But
I'm glad I took the cover off my phone because it's bulky, and the holder I have it in, it works much better with that now.
And his analogy that the national champion could beat the worst.
The car runs pretty good. It's just a check engine light, so obviously something's going on in the engine. But whatever it is not, it's affecting the car in a way where I feel it. I had some work done on the last week. They changed the solenoid on it, and I was running really rough last week. But the new mechanic, the new technician said I had something else. So hopefully that's it. Well, Easy Pass go to Bridges $5.75. If you don't have Easy Pass, it's $6.61. That's a one-way trip. I'm sorry, that's round trip. I'd have to pay coming over, but going back I have to pay. People have to pay. Nice truck on the right. What is that? Super Duty. Is that a Ford?
That's very nice, man. Thank you.
I'm not a big car person. Cuomo Bridge, formerly known as the Tappan Zee.
Wasn't necessarily.
They never changed the name, even though it's a new bridge, a new physical bridge. But that was a lot of bullcrap in my opinion. Speaking of, Mayor Cuomo was the governor of New York at one time, and he's the father of Andrew Cuomo, who was the last governor for Hope, and also the father of Chris Cuomo, formerly of CNN, who lost his gig due to what was happening, in my opinion, with his brother, Andrew.
I'm going to look, because I'm sure maybe Andrew remembers.
I don't want to speculate on if you bring it back. When are you bringing back Top 5?
No, this summer. This summer, we haven't come up with the exact date because we've got vacations that we're dealing with. But we are.
Fair use if you're hearing that. I'm just listening to radio, but I'm it's not to put it on this platform. I'm driving and trying to entertain you with me driving on the highway. Maybe somebody lives in Arizona that has never been over. I'm crossing the Hudson River, by the way.
Let's go to Keith in Queens. What's up, Keith?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
You need to understand.
I was about to say maybe somebody in Arizona would like to see somebody driving across the Mayor Cuomo Bridge, formerly known as the Tappan Zee.
Him and Roy Jones Jr. had a no knockout clause in their contract, so he wasn't trying to hurt Roy Jones Jr. And did you see how Mike Tyson looked even after they went all those rounds? He was like, yo, I'm ready to go. He's still in shape. Come on, man.
Listen, let me explain something. 53-year-old Roy Jones has no ability to hurt Mike Tyson. I don't care if Jake's not considered a quote professional and Roy is an all-time great.
Tarrytown.
And Roy is an all-time great.
When you come southbound across the Mayor Cuomo, formerly known as the Tappan Zee, maybe to change the name back. This is the famous Tarrytown, Sleepy Hollow area. Yes, that's Sleepy Hollow. Probably took days to get up here in the past, but not anymore. That's a good movie, by the way, with
and there are lots of them out there who are refusing to accept that Jake Paul can fight at all.
just had that